So for the next few minutes, I'm going to take on the role of a panelist and talk a little bit about Export Development Canada. So first off, what does EDC do? Well, simply put, we help Canadian companies do business abroad, right? Similar to my colleagues here. So how do we do this? Well, first, we have financial solutions that have been specifically designed to address the complexities of doing business internationally. And much of our solutions, in fact, are in partnership with Canadian financial institutions. And second, we too have a lot of knowledge and expertise to share, right? We have teams of economists and market analysts and financing and risk specialists, and we share all of that information with you. We also have connections to make it all happen. So you'll find a number of these links again in the resource document. And now I won't pretend that it's easy to export, but I will tell you that with the right planning and the right tools in place, the ones that have been listed by my colleagues here, it's definitely worth it because exporters generate more revenue. They are more diversified, resilient, adaptable, productive, and innovative. So it gets easier with experience. We've talked about it with William, right? It just gets easier with time. So I mentioned that many of our solutions are in partnership with Canadian financial institutions. So I think the next key thing is to understand how EDC works with Canadian banks as a way to help you do business abroad. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you have a commercial bank that you've been doing business with, and it's a great relationship, right? They've been terrific in supporting you with your domestic growth, but now you're looking beyond Canada. Imagine you get a contract opportunity, say in Japan, and to realize that deal, you need more money, right? Yet the bank is unable to meet your request at this time. Here's why. Doing business outside of Canada adds a certain element of risk to you, but also to your bank, right? And you might ask, like, why is it a little riskier? Well, I do have a couple of examples maybe that come to mind. And it's because exporters tend to have a longer cash conversion cycle, right? Their buyers are in different jurisdictions. They have international receivables, and there's always an added layer of red tape, unfortunately, that they have to manage. And if they have assets like inventory in foreign markets, it's complex and sometimes nearly impossible for the banks to realize on that security. However, the story can be different if we're involved. How so, you ask? Well, because of our mandate and our perspective on international risk is different. Plus, it's our job to take on these risks to help you grow globally. For instance, our solutions allow your bank to transfer some or all of the risks associated with the transaction to EDC. It allows them then to maximize the access to money and allows you then to expand in global markets. So how does it work? Well, this is done through guarantee solutions, which are basically a backstop for your bank. Knowing that we'll be there to cover losses means that they have an increased risk appetite when it comes to structuring your loan or your line of credit. Plus, they can put some weight on things that maybe they wouldn't have always considered otherwise. For example, banks tend to lend based on your company's financial or historical performance, I should say. But this contract in Japan, right? If I go back to the example, if the contract is in Japan implies rapid growth for you and increased future revenue, with our guarantee, the bank could consider your projections and have a more forward-looking view instead of only looking backwards. So what if you're a fast-growing mid-market company with solid export plans and that your bank has reached their maximum credit? Well, then we can consider direct lending too. And again, that's generally by conversing with your bank and working in parallel with them. So the bottom line, well, is this: continue working with your bank, but by getting EDC involved, they can simply do more, right? If your financial institution account manager doesn't know about EDC, and that does happen sometimes, especially if they're new, tell them that you've heard that EDC has programs that might help and ask them to give us a call. We'll be happy to direct them and help them understand which program might help you.